Do you want to learn the formula for making those 90s style, authentic, golden era hip hop beats using your machine? You already know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real, authentic hip hop. J.Dilla style, Pete Rock, DJ Premier, Ninth Wonder style beats with a hard drum groove and a smooth sounding sample. Real hip hop. Well, today I've got a really special treat for you. I'm going to show you how to sample using your machine in just 3 very simple steps. By the end of this video, your mind is going to unlock to sampling because I'm going to share with you a blueprint, if you will, a sampling that I've developed over the last 5 years of using Maschine. So that you can essentially just sit down at Maschine and easily choose, chop, and flip samples creatively without even having to think about what to do. My name is Rob and I'm the creator of the Gold Pack, which is a package of everything that you need in order to learn how to create sample-based beats on Maschine. More on that later, we'll talk about that later. Right now we're gonna jump on over to Maschine though, and I'm gonna show you this exact blueprint from beginning to end, alright? So let's go ahead and jump on over to Maschine and get to it. Okay. So the first step of this entire process is really the key to everything. And this is the element that I think a lot of people get out of order and they get wrong, and therefore it makes it a lot harder for them to create sample-based music. The first step involves creating a hard-hitting, energetic drum groove before you move on to any other element of the song, alright? So before you figure out what sample you're going to use, before you figure out what other sounds you're going to incorporate inside the music, I like to put together a drum groove first so that I can get the energy and the vibe going before I lay down any samples or anything. This makes it very easy for you to get the timing of everything down correct. So once you throw on your samples, you know, everything sort of grooves in timing and you know you have a solid foundation to work, right? So I've gone ahead and done that already. Let me mute everything so far. Let's go ahead and see what's up. Let's listen to what this sounds like. So it's a very simple drum groove. We've got sort of a organic wood chop sound. This really odd sound that I'm using is an 808. A standard analog kick drum. Standard clap is a snare that's chorused out. I've just put it together in a groove ahead of time that forms a nice vibe, you know, for the sample. All right, so okay, let me go ahead and do this just so that you understand sort of what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and build this sample from the beginning again. Alright, so second pattern. Alright, so the next part is after you've built a solid drum groove, just in case you don't understand what the purpose of this next part is. So we've got the drum groove together, we've got everything working in terms of that. That is going to serve as the energy. Now it's time to audition a sample over top your drum groove. And typically what I'm listening for when I'm sampling is open notes. I'm listening for chords, pianos, individual instruments that I can then take and throw on top over my drum groove to sort of play it closer to an instrument, okay? And this is a lot of the ways in which you see a lot of guys making beats. A lot of guys like to finely chop things, but I'd rather do it this way. There are some Dilla beats that go along this sort of style, as I'll break it down to you in a second. But this is essentially the sample that I'm working with. Let you see what it sounds like. Go ahead and play this. Alright, so I have got a reverb, and a compressor on top of this sound just to sort of to give things a little bit different feel. But that's essentially it. I've pitched this sound down from the original sample speed, and I'm just going to quickly, again, audition this sound. I've chopped up the sound into individual pieces, and I've flipped it already, but I'll let you listen to see what it sounds like. Basically, I've got a sample that has interesting chords I knew could make work eventually, and I'm going to put it on top of this drum groove and sort of let you hear what it sounds like up against each other. So the goal at this point is to audition the sample. We're going to look for, we've got individual chords and notes within the sample that I'm going to chop up and put on individual pads and utilize to essentially just play it like an instrument. I'm going to take these individual chords and the key that this artist has created for us and the progressions and interesting layered instruments that they've got, and I'm going to turn that into my own individual thing, all right? So let's go ahead and I'm going to sort of show you how I do that. So you can see we've got like 3 different chords inside of this little sample. So what I'm going to do is truncate everything using the hardware, and I'm going to go in here and manually adjust the start and end points to capture each one of these individual chords on their own pad. So let's see what I've got. So what I did is after I selected the start point correctly, I held the duplicate button down and pressed the pad and copied it to the next pad. Now I'm going to find the next chord. So it's that simple. A lot of this work, as you can see, comes down to choosing the right samples, all right? So when I'm listening for samples to sample on the internet, you can watch my e-digging video. It's linked in the description to get more of an idea of how I dig on the internet. But what I'm listening for are individual chords and notes that I can take and manipulate and throw on top of a drum groove in this fashion. So I'm listening for open instruments when I'm sampling, and that makes my job a hell of a lot easier to follow this process that I've just outlined for you. So what I'm going to do now is, now that I have these chops, is sort of experiment with ways in which I can play this back and just sort of loop it over my drums. So let's see what it sounds like. So that is a great pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and record this 4-bar loop over the drums and build the beat from there. Alright, so that's essentially that. I just tightened up the, I guess, the tempo of the sample pattern that I'm working with. I chopped it up in this third step to flip it to make a beat. It's just basically at this point about feeling out the sample and finding some interesting chords to take from the sample and layering it over a drum groove that already has the feeling and emotion that you want. All right, it makes it very simple. So that was 3 simple steps. The first is creating the drum groove. The second is auditioning a sample. The third step is to chop and flip the sample using Maschine. All right, so let's see what we're on as far as time. I'm going to quickly sort of fill out the rest of the beat using a lead just to sort of give you a better understanding. And in the lead, I'm basically going to find the key just by ear to determine what sounds good. I've already got an interesting sound loaded up, and I'm going to sort of create that next step to add a little bit more depth on top of that sample melody. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So guys, you can see that that's essentially it. You, at this point, take the beat, build it a little bit further, maybe sort of add some different sounds, some builds, arrange the beat in a different way, maybe add a second sample pattern to work with. It's very simple. Make a hard drum groove, find some chords through a sample, chop those chords up, figure out a way to play them, and then move on to the next steps towards filling out the beat, maybe messing with the arrangement, doing something a little bit more creative with what you've got already. All right, so if you'd like to get my entire process that I just followed to make a sample-based beat on your machine, I've got something very, very interesting for you, so I want you to pay attention. You followed me this far. Obviously, you're interested in learning how to make great hip-hop and improve your craft as a producer on Maschine. Well, I've put together a package that breaks down the entire process from start to finish of making classic golden era hip-hop beats on Maschine using samples, okay? And this package is called the Gold Pack. Not only does the Gold Pack give you the step-by-step instructional video lessons that teach you in detail exactly how to make real hip-hop on Maschine, but this package also hooks you up with soulful samples, a drum library, and Maschine project files for you to work along with me. Okay, so everything that you need from top to bottom in order to understand how to make those classic golden era hip-hop beats. The retail value of this Gold Pack is typically $49, but even at that price, this thing is still a steal, considering that if you just sell one beat license for $50, this course already pays for itself. This Gold Pack will pay for itself. However, today I'm running a very special deal where you can get the Gold Pack now for just $1. Literally $1. No catch, no strings attached. Literally $1. All right. In order to claim your copy, I want you to click the link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on my blog, I want you to click within the text. There'll be a link to claim your copy of the gold pack. Now, I am not sure how long that I'm going to be able to keep this thing running, this deal running on the gold pack. But if you'd like, claim your copy now. Just make sure that you get this while the price is still at $1 before I raise the price any further. All right. So when you click the link in the description, you're going to land upon a page that looks like this. It'll tell you a little bit more information about what's inside. You'll have the opportunity to click this big gold button here, and it'll take you to a page where you can enter your name and your payment information to receive your copy immediately. All right, this is available all online. Nothing is shipped to you. This is all digital stuff. Okay, so like I said, $1, no catch, no tricks attached. All right, I appreciate you investing in this, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. My name is Rob. Subscribe to this channel to get more awesome content for free, teaching you the more advanced concepts on Maschine. All right, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.